Welcome back to NotSoGrand Garage. Today I'm out in the driveway and we are working on the Grand Cherokee here. The rockers on this thing have been trashed for a long time. They're pretty well non-existent. This side is better than the passenger side was, but they're pretty crispy. So this all needs to go away, as does a good chunk of the fender. As you can see, we're cutting tires and such. Don't want to be doing that. Also need to be getting rid of some of this. So essentially what we're doing is we're going to make it match this side. We opened the fender well up a fair bit, deleted on a lot of the sheet metal that was up here. The horns are going to go away, just haven't moved them yet. But as you can tell, nothing in the way of the tire anymore. And we opened it up back here, rolled the body seam a fair bit, cut a bit more out, and deleted on the rockers. Replaced them with some scrap 2x6 1/4-inch channel, which, yeah, most people use 2x6 rectangular tubing, but I had the channel in the scrap pile over here. There's more. And it was free, so that's what we're using. It'll be substantially better than the sheet metal that was in here. But I also trimmed this off back here and opened this wheel arch up a bit, rolled the lip into the door, and put a little bit of paint on it. This thing will be getting repainted, potentially Raptor lined. I'm not sure on that yet. I've got a kit sitting in the shop that is black, so I may do a two-tone black Raptor liner on the bottom and just paint on the top. Whatever I can do for cheap, but yeah, let's get at it. We need to get the driver's side looking something a little more like this. Let's see what we can do. So really, it's a pretty easy deal. I just started cutting on the other side to see what it was going to take. But you can kind of see you've got a body line here and a body line here. And you've got another body line on the inside edge. But I don't feel like messing with that because all of this up here is pretty solid still. So what I'm going to do is I come up here, run the cutoff wheel right on this second body line up here, close to the door. And I'll shorten this up a little bit too, but we'll pull this fender out of the way. Cut there, you cut along the back side, and this whole rocker will drop out of the way. There is some inner support that we need to cut off for the B-pillar and bring it up a little higher. And yeah, it's about, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour of cutting, and then it's pretty well ready to slap the channel in place. So I'm gonna get you all set up on a tripod and get to cutting. So yeah, if you've got Grand Cherokee, ZJ, WJ, yeah, all the stuff, all the plastic that's usually on these, that's missing here now, this is what 99% of them look like underneath that plastic. So yeah, just something to think about. And big shout out to Benchmark Abrasives for making stuff like this possible, because I don't know if you guys have priced cutoff wheels and flapper wheels at the big box stores lately, but yeah, these guys right here got everything you need and a lot better pricing. Been using them for years. So now we've got a lot of the sheet metal out of the way. As you can see, I cut all the structure from the lower chunk of the B-pillar that comes down into the rocker out and out of the way. That does not really provide any support. It is capped at the top of the rocker, and then it just comes down into the under the lower skin of the rocker. And yeah, it's not going to affect anything trimming that out of the way. You've got a couple little tabs up in here that need to be trimmed, and the lower portion of that B-pillar, just run the grinder up vertically to cut notches in the sheet metal that's left, so you can roll it under with a hammer. Makes fitment a lot easier. And now I'm going to go on and pull this back tire off so I can start cutting out this corner and reshaping this wheel well. And it's not impossible with the tire on, but it certainly makes it a lot easier. So yeah, we're going to do that and see how far we get. Alrighty, we got the back all trimmed up the way I want it. Got some extra sheet metal taken off down here and back in this area here. Cut this fender edge, rolled it under all the way down. And now, here's what we've got going on under here. You see I've got these wedges cut on the inside structure. This is the back side of the rocker where it comes up and meets the floor. The reason for that is once the C-channel sits up in here, or if you're using rectangular tubing, it'll be the same way. It will sit up higher than this, or how far this is hanging down. Once it's up in place, you wrap this around either to the bottom of your tubing or up on the inside of the lip of the channel. Hammer it in real tight. That way you've got several layers of material all held together. And then each of these notches here, that's going to make it easier to bend and give you more weld surface around each of these sections all the way down. But yeah, got the backside all wrapped up. Now, got to move on to the front and see what we can get figured out there. It's going to be a bit more work, especially on this front side. This evap can has not been destroyed yet, and I don't know how, because as you can see, we've hit this hard enough to bend it all with the tire, yet it didn't catch this, which is plastic. So anywho, we're gonna have to relocate this box or delete it. I think I'm just gonna try and relocate it for now, and then the vast majority of this sheet metal here is all gonna go away. And then we're going to do the same treatment on the front fender. And we've got a little rust hole action going on in here that I need to clean up and see if I can take care of. And yeah, then we will come in and wire wheel all of this inner structure and brush on a nice heavy coat of oil-based paint to hopefully slow down some of the rot. And then after a day or so, let the paint cure really well. We'll get our C-channel cut and jacked up into place real tight up to the body and start stitching it in, which yeah, it doesn't take that long, honestly. But right now we got about probably an hour and 15 minutes into cutting, and we should have it wrapped up here in another 15-20 minutes and be ready for paint. Well, we got a pile of material cut out here, and we've pretty well got the front opened up. I think I'll probably adjust on this gap a little bit more, make it even. Not that I really care, but got the wheel arch opened up. Kind of hard to see in this light, but rolled all the seams all the way around that were cutting into the tire before it would bind up. Got all this sheet metal cut out of the way so I can get this box moved. And now from the front, once that box is moved, it's just front bumper and then tire. So that should really help the approach angle on some things. But yeah, we've got all of this opened up. And the back, like I said, is pretty well done. So now what I'm gonna do is get the wire wheel on the grinder, get as much of this rust ate out of here as I can, all the way through. And then I'll grab the oil-based black enamel and just layer it up in there really heavy. And we'll give it a day or two to dry. That way, hopefully that'll slow down on some of that corrosion up in there, or at least protect it. And now with this C-channel up in there, there's not going to be any place that's going to hold water and mud like the factory rockers did. So that's going to help a lot too. Yes, this thing is a beater. I don't have a ton of money in it. This is as budget as it can get pretty well for what it is. A few $100 a year gets thrown at it. But I don't want it to completely fall apart, right? So rust is a big deal around here. So we want to protect as much as we can. And once we get all this wrapped up, we're going to move into the interior, because I did find while I was underneath it 2 spots in the floor that had rotted through. So I'm going to rip the seats and carpet out, find those spots, cut them out, go on and patch them, seal them up really well. And I may go on and raptor line the inside, just the floor mainly, to make it so when we jump in and out with muddy shoes, muddy boots on, it doesn't matter. We can hose the inside of this thing out and it won't hurt anything. But yeah, anywho, I'm gonna get this wrapped up and I'll bring you back once I get a coat of paint on everything. Alrighty, we are back out here. It has been 24 hours or so and our paint is dry. Again, this is just oil-based paint. We kind of slapped up in here to prevent as much future rust as we can, at least slow it down. But now we are ready to go on and get the C-channel cut and wedged up in place. What we're gonna do is come over here, because I like how this one fit. I'm just gonna take some measurements off of this one, and I've got a whole pile of 6-inch C-channel over here. It's old pallet racking that I helped disassemble, and I got to bring home a boatload of it, which it's been really beneficial on building stuff, including this little project here, but we'll go into that later. That's for another video. But anywho, I've got a piece already laid out here. I need to size it up and get it cut, and then we'll go on and start getting it tucked up in place. So, got our piece of channel cut and ready to go up in here pretty well. But something I do that I've not noticed other people do is see this bolt up in here. Not sure if you'll see it. That is a seat belt mounting bolt for the front seat. So what I'm gonna do is slide this up in place, mark the channel, and notch the channel out to go around that bolt. because I don't want to cut it off. Some people do, and that's fine, I suppose, but I'd rather keep as much of that there as I can. So I'm just going to notch around it, and that way I'll get a nice snug fit up where it needs to be and not potentially cause issues with the factory belts, because currently we're still using them. Eventually, I do want to put a hoop in this thing and get actual harnesses, but for now, this is what we've got and it's what we're working with. So anywho, I'm gonna get this notched out and we'll go on and get it jacked up into place, tight against the body, and start stitching it in. So we've got our piece of channel cut and knocked into place. As you can see, it's pretty even down the side. And back in here, we are close right here. I think I've got something back there sticking out yet. So I'm gonna have to take a look back there and see, because I want this tight up against here so we can fold this under and weld this whole piece to up here. This thing gets fully welded in all along the top, all along the bottom after folding the seams over. It is pretty time consuming, but that's about the extent of it. So I'm going to get this knocked back in further, see what's holding us up. I'm not quite sure what it is yet, and then start welding it in. Well, we've got the driver's side stitched in, and it is welded 100% down the full length on the top. And don't judge my welds, but if you can even see them, each piece that is wrapped around is fully welded, other than the couple end pieces, which are a bit too rusty to worry about anyways. So I'm gonna let this cool off for a little bit. Went on and flapper wheeled it off, knocked all the slag off of it, rounded my edges so I don't have any real sharp edges or anything to whack my head on or anything. But pretty well ready for paint, and that's going to wrap up this deal here. Pretty straightforward, just more work than anything, but yeah, it greatly improves the look. Again, we can swing around here and you can kind of see what's going on here. It's kind of dirty for me hosing stuff off, but looks much better than the rust and rot that was there before, and should be substantially stronger. So yeah, we are going to wrap all this up here. I got a big mess to clean up, a little bit of paint to put on. Again, huge shout out to Benchmark Abrasives. They are now a channel sponsor, and I greatly appreciate that. It makes doing all these little projects much easier. Even before this though, they are all I've pretty well used in this shop for years, mainly due to cost, and their quality is great. I've not had any issues out of anything I've bought from them. So if you would, give them a look. If you're looking for consumables, cut-off wheels, flapper wheels, heck, they've got drill bits, they've got tools, they got all kinds of stuff now. But yeah, links in the video description, so check them out. Anyways, if you got any questions, complaints, comments, drop them in the comment section below. Hit that thumbs up button. Helps us out quite a bit and doesn't cost you anything. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We appreciate you watching.